streaming on several different platforms. Rumble is the preferred option at this point. Since they haven't censored me, you can find the content on NatesVlogs.net. It'll take you to my Rumble page for the time being. Before I start, I want to acknowledge Just Osiris bombarded my last live stream. Had a bunch of people tell me to make a evaluation of his shout out to my channel. Yeah, I appreciate you putting my name in your mouth and you know, just keeping the mission ongoing. However, let's not pretend that it wasn't some depressing shit. I'm like sitting there watching the video of you shout me out. Literally every second of the video you was in your bed. It made it seem like watching my videos give you seasonal affective disorder and you got SADS. It's not necessarily the message I'm trying to get out there, you know, and it's I know you're gonna show up at some point. If you're gonna mention my name, I'd like you to be engaged in some form of activism. I'm a revolutionary. I would like you to not be filming yourself in bed. This is exactly the opposite thing I want people to do. Like, you just got your device in your bed, locked down. It was depressing shit. For the people who are going to come here, I'm going to ignore any of that stuff. You got your evaluation. Get out of your bed, get in your community, and start building that shit up. That's my message to you. I don't have the ability to display the video right now. I got everything being packed up at this moment. So I don't have, you may notice it looks a little different, you know, so that's going on. But, you know, it's a lot of blessings. I just did some shopping. I'm preparing for, it's an African heritage showcase. It's like people showcasing all their different talents, poetry, music, whatever you got going on. Comedy, we're just platforming everybody. But we got this one part where it's going to be African dancers. I'm going to be helping to put together some of their uniforms and whatnot. Well, we got a bunch of African fabrics. I'm looking forward to it. I was going to wear my African fabric scarf, but then I learned that the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl. And I dusted off, it's a scarf I got from my dad a while back. And I always said I would wear this if, you know, the 49ers did anything. The only team loyal to not only just the Bay Area, I'm talking about California. It started in California and then it never left. You know, Lakers started in Minnesota. They're there. It's profitable for them to be there, but you know, Niners, they, you know, like it's just like it's a Bay Area staple. Given they're not in the Staples Center, I don't keep up with the centers. I don't watch any of the goddamn games. I don't give a who who really wins. It's not like the team is owned by the city or the fans, like the Green Bay Packers. You know, I'm wearing this. It's more of an obligation, but you know, I did go to. When I was going to shop, it was a shop that's got a lot of African gear. Got like this patch and some other stuff. Well, you know, it's going to be mostly used for everybody else, but I was making some prototypes. And yeah, well, I get into the shop. They're like, oh, you like the 49ers? I was like, no, I don't keep up with football at all. And then they're like, oh yeah, no, it's a distraction. I was like, man, I'm I've been there. I recognize the game being played. I seen what the Romans did. Give them bread and circuses and they won't riot. I'm a revolutionary, so I'm here to riot. That's why I am a riot. But yeah, it's just it's a beautiful time. So it's just like I'm enjoying the opportunities because I mean the first time we went yesterday, I picked the stuff out. My boss was like, you're in your element because I'm like, I'm with it. I already went in there. I cataloged all the stuff I wanted, so I'm like getting all the fabrics and materials, and we getting like the drums and all the stuff to set up our offices. And I definitely feel like I'm dipping in my bag a little bit. And yeah, it just took a while. We had to figure out how to parcel out the payments because it was some we got accused of we tried to make the payments, it was too large. So they said it was after so many times it said it was a fraudulent transaction. But we went through, we got it on the second time around. This time we had to break it up into a few payments. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with all the stuff we just got, and I'm definitely enjoying the month so far. And for those who don't know, if you're not from America, February, also known as the shortest month of the year, and when you come to America, it's known as Colonizer History Month. Well, some people call it Black History Month. I choose not to do that. Black History Month. What is that? It's not African History Month. If it was African History Month, we would have to include everybody. We all come from Africa. But there was a certain group of Africans who they went on a journey. They lost all their history, all of it. It was just wiped away from them. It was all kinds of struggle. It was conditions that you and I couldn't even imagine. They were hard. And then, in these conditions, it was the shittiest people that rose to the top. The dirtiest turds rose to the top of the toilet. This happened in the Caucasus Mountains during the Ice Age. They lost all their pigments. All of the people, they just became, they were led by psychopaths, right? And then, after the Ice Age subsided, like the biggest psychopaths were in charge of society, right? And then these psychopaths, they got access to Chinese technology, gunpowder. Chinese used it for fireworks because they got like 800 million of their people out of poverty. So they were celebrating. But these psychopaths who lost all sense of their history, they used it to kill people. Steal their land, steal everything, steal their lives, all their resources. And the people who went and killed for these people, they were poor as shit too. They were in debtors' prisons. It was not a good look. Then these people, they had this inferiority complex. They lost all their pigment. They see all the people look totally different. They just got out of the caves, and they learned that of these rich histories from these much darker, more deeper melanated people. Then they just they pretended that was their history. And then you get to 2024 and you see what's happening in Palestine. You got a bunch of Caucasians claiming the history of much darker people. And the people, they're of the belief that a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Middle Eastern man is their savior. totally backwards thinking. It's hard to just understand their level of just naivete. But you know, they've dedicated all of their intellectual prowess to coercion through methods like murder. You know, like they create bombs that can like wipe out entire civilizations, but they can't get the lead out of their water. They got microplastics everywhere. It's just it's not looking good for their society. But you know, they want you to think that they are the morally superiors, as they murder, steal, and all of their inventions come from much more ancient civilizations. Like, let's look at just the Egyptians. They had fucking lights in the pyramids. But who gets credit for that shit? It's this backwards ass, these backwards ass cave people. It's really, and it's not necessarily, you shouldn't be mad at the people who look like them. It's really like the leadership. And the leadership, they like I said, they ended up using all this technology to coerce through violence different governments to go against their own best interests. And and they need to be held accountable, because the best form of love you can give anybody is the revolutionary love, where it's just like, you crooks need to be brought to justice. If you get World Economic Forums and your Davoses and all of this shit, you need to be brought to justice. Look at The Hague. The Hague should be filled with all kinds of war criminals. And until we do that, we are not like showing ourselves or them the love that we and they deserve. We all deserve it. So keep that in mind. This colonization, colonizer history. We need a revolution. Is the moral of the story. So get out there and be your best self. And I apologize for the tardiness to the live stream. I try to strive for 5, but like I said, it's been a chaotic day. I've been like in a celebratory mode, and I've been just enjoying the opportunities, and just preparing for these events coming up. And I'm also you can see there's not much going on in the process of moving. So it's just so many burners cooking. It was hard to get to y'all, but I knew I had to get to y'all. And I enjoy the fact that I showed up after, or the people who were bombing me talking about the video last week showed up. Because that just threw me off my whole thing. I just felt like I was being spammed. And I hope Osiris shows up, because that was not cool, not copacetic. But all is good though. Well, it's a lot of inside baseball. I would have to tee people up. Maybe in the upcoming video, because I would like to get to posting throughout the week. I was hoping to be able to do it this week, but like I said, it's been so much going on, and I'm also like severely behind on payments in one of my jobs. So it was. I was trying to figure stuff out, so I've been taking other stuff to compensate, and pretty much none of the week. This week was mine. It was like a lot of sidebar missions, and I'm still broke from it. Because it was supposed to be. I got a lot of money waiting for me. It's gonna be here next week, but you know, it's just it's it's gonna be a little late for a lot of the creditors. So right now I'm late on a few payments on some stuff, but I got more money than I need, but it's just not here right now. So I apologize for that, but I wanted to make sure you guys were up to snuff. Oh, and then yeah, I also got the. I went to the African shop. What you know, the group, you know, we were shopping for. It's Umoja, and through them, I was able to meet the leader of the Black Panthers last 10 years. They were in. I mentioned it a few times. Don't be surprised if I mention it a lot more because that was like one of those moments. I mean, first time I met her, it was like dope as shit, Elaine Brown. Then next time I met her, I read her book. I had her game down, and I was able to talk to her about it, and we were able to converse on some real shit. And I was able to finally show, because I wrote this shirt before, I made this shirt before I seen her, but I was like salty I didn't wear it. I had my shoes, the Black Panther shoes, but she saw the shirt second time, and she was surprised I made it. And I was like, yeah, but you know, she's still her go-to is, well, I got it tattooed on my thigh or something. So it's just, you know, I don't got her beat because, you know, I got no tattoos except for my lower back tattoo. You guys already know about that one. I hate what you guys nicknamed it. It was just barbed wire across my lower back and it said Thug Life. And somebody, you know, it's some hardcore stuff, but somebody called it a tramp stamp and it just stuck. I don't know how to make y'all stop calling it that because it offends me. It's not a tramp stamp. It's a thug plug. So, yeah, so I definitely was eager to provide the update. Yep, all societies are run by psychopaths, and unfortunately, the strong dominate the weak. I think the most common way people give up power is by not realizing they have it in the first place. And I really don't think the people who run societies are strong. They're the weakest people in the world. Your value is not derived by what you have, but by what you can go without. I'll say it 1,000,000 times until it sinks into everybody. But if you feel a need for $1 billion, you're a broken person. Let alone 2 billion, 3 billion, 100 billion. The people talking about being a trillionaire. Bill Gates is supposed to be the first trillionaire, first public trillionaire. We could get into the families who really run shit. Rothschilds, Rockefellers, people in charge of monopolies, like the monopoly on money, the monopoly on energy. These are the most broken, worthless people in the fucking world. So it's just like, do I consider them elite? No. They're apex parasites, contribute nothing to society. They only extract. That's why it's just like, I feel like we're looking at shit going down, like what's happening with Boeing. You know, they used to be run by engineers, they were competitive. And they brought up their competitors, Douglas or McDonnell Douglas, and then once they had no competition, they just got lazy. It became everything is just for the fucking hedge fund managers. They don't know shit about shit. They just cut corners. Then all of a sudden we got planes falling out of the sky. They're supposed to be creating weapons of destruction to kill the enemy, not kill the people who are like paying for a trip to Miami, you know, or wherever the fuck they're going. And they had one of the engineers, he was a whistleblower, he was saying more, so it's gonna be a bigger shit show. And these people are not, they're not strong. They're the weakest people. and it is like people who are like who have been convinced they have no power, who just, they relinquish it to these motherfuckers. But really, we need to get the government out of bed with these corporations, because what are they doing? Have you been seeing the killer robots? The killer robots they've been working on with these private public partnerships. Fascism is what I like to call it. Like, it's just like it's behind our backs, but it's with our tax dollars. So we are funding our own oppression. This is nothing flex. If they were really strong, they wouldn't need you to like fund their fucking their craziness. They would be able to like fund it. If you are a billionaire, I want to show me a billionaire who made $1 billion, creating 1 billion cookies or sandwiches or something. They actually invested the time to create something that made them that kind of money. And they don't have some kind of government partnership. They're not subsidized. They're welfare queens. They're not fucking. They're psychopathic, yes, but they are not strong. If they were strong, they wouldn't need the government to assist them the way they do. If they don't know they have the power, then they are weak. Oh, that's deep. Or you can say the power is dormant, and then they lie there while they get robbed, looted. The goal is to wake them up from their sleep. They're not weak people. They're capable of enduring all kinds of shit. You know what's weak? Let's talk about the stock crash. What was it? The 1930s. It was like, the 1920s. It was like the Gilded Age. It was coming to an end. People had all this credit accumulated, but then it was people who didn't need credit. They were like making money off of the stocks and all this shit. They had, they were rich beyond measure, right? And then stocks dipped. It was like the NASDAQ and the Dow went down, and so did they. Like they went, but it's not like they were just broke. It was like they went from Ferrari to a Honda. Right, and that's all it took for them to jump out of windows, ending their life, because they need that kind of power. They need that kind of influence. They need you to be desperate enough to do some strange things for the money in their couch. Because if they don't have that, no one will fuck them. That's what Epstein Island is all about. You gotta take sex-trafficked children to an island where they have no hope of escaping. They have no helicopters. They have no boats. How are they gonna get home? They gotta get home on Bill Gates's private yacht, but that requires them to pay the admission, and the admission is some strange shit. They're like, man, for you to just get on Bill Gates's yacht, you gotta risk getting sacrificed, all kinds of shit that made his wife leave him. Like I said, weakest motherfucker. Motherfuckers who would be like just the genetic lotto would not favor them. Nobody would want to fuck them if they didn't have that kind of power. If they weren't directly connected to the government, able to overthrow other governments, send in militias to wipe out people. You gotta be like escaping being murdered by a junta to hop into Bill Gates' bed. It's just like, yeah, you're not, no part of that is mixing for the NatesVlogs aficionados. J.K. Rowling made $1 billion writing a few books. You are right. Everybody has the power to live whatever kind of life they want. Well, yeah, and I'd like to live a life of revolution. And J.K. Rowling is funny, because I was, I had this debate with my partner, because there's supposed to be another Harry Potter coming out. And I was surprised that they had a lot of the people from the original cast because a lot of them had called J.K. Rowling out because she's a TERF. That's a trans exclusionary radical feminist. That means she doesn't believe trans women are women. All right, and then my partner, I call her my partner because it just makes me sound more non-heteronormative. But she was like, yeah, so that means like you don't think women who become men are real women? I was like, nah, it means you don't think men who become women are real women. And she was like, well, I'm a TERF too. I was like, TERF? So you a TERF? Like you don't think men who become women can be women? I had to school her. I was like, not all women have vaginas, sister. You know, it's a lot of women out there born with giant fucking penises. And she's like, it was just, I did not know it was so much hatred towards them. So we had this whole heated debate about it, and it's just like, it was an agreement to disagree. Because I think a lot of the best women have penises. Like, let's say the woman of the year, Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner has an Olympic-sized penis. And, you know, and with that, she was able to become Woman of the Year. And I didn't see any other women stepping up that year. Why aren't the women with ovaries stepping up like that? This is the thing, the concern I have with the TERF movement. You guys just don't take into the fact that just sometimes women have testicles, and you know, and they never have a period. Best women never have a period. What can bleed for 5 days and doesn't die? It's something I don't trust. So I'm glad to see more men stepping up to represent the women because they don't know how to do it right. And go ladies with male genitalia. Sup, man? Looking like a pimp out Johnny Depp. Pimp out. It's no pimping on me. This goblet is all about the celebrating just a history that's so rich and beautiful that other people want to take credit for it. So it's like, yeah, this is so you see it multiple places. This is the scarab. Click! Scarab, they're known for making love, life, and beauty in a big ball of shit. And that is a metaphor for what we need to do with this heap of shit that we inherited. So it's no pimping, it's just historical literacy and understanding of how to bring in a new golden age and yearning to do so. My ninja, all hail the king. Oh man, I didn't even bring the crown, not this round. But I appreciate you showing up. And I was expecting some beats, but you know, everybody gets to whatever at their own pace. I'm not trying to rush nobody. I've been pretty busy this year, busy with a lot of blessings. So we're just gonna continue pushing. And I got a event coming up. I'm going to be creating uniforms for it, as well as providing some spoken poetry. So yeah, that's just gonna be. It's just gonna be a celebration. And then we got it's an African shop. Well, predominantly African. We just got a bunch of textiles from that I'm gonna be using. They're gonna be setting up a booth at our event. It's just so many beautiful communities coming together and just building, and I look forward to it. Oh, and then one other tidbit. It was I was talking to the shop owner who was there today, and she was she was talking about how she was just getting into shrooms. I was like, I just got some shrooms. I just got a whole lot of them, and some of them I was going to give away to different people, but I'm also the person who provided them said there's many more to come. So I was like, I can give this batch away to the owner, because she was interested in the medicine. And then I text her the message that or the number that she gave me. And so it was someone who was like, hey, I'm not who you think I am, and this is Dirt. I don't know anything about your ring, because I was talking about something on layaway. But he was like, I definitely want some of them shrooms you talking about. And I was like, oh, do you want the reishi or the shiitake? What kind of mushrooms do you want? And he wasn't as excited. I don't know what kind of shrooms he thought I had, but it was fun. Good times. Thank you for saying that. Check your email tonight. I'm sending some tracks right now as we speak. It'll be glorious. I'm going to wait till you're done talking and then send them, because I want to exit your life. All right, live, not life. Okay, that sounded like a threat. Sounded like a threat. I hope it's a bet. And in Gold Bay area, I realize you probably weren't here, but I was talking about I got the 49ers garment. This was my dad's. I was like, I brought it back into action after I heard the Niners were going to the Super Bowl. And I was, I never went to a Niners game. I went to the Raiders game first time they came back to Oakland back in '97. Went to a few other Raiders games I wish I didn't go to, because I ended up giving money to them to help them move to Vegas and then Idaho and Delaware, wherever the fuck they go from here. Then I better understood why they called them the Oakland Traitors. But I was my brother. He had ended up having like a huge falling out with other family over the Niners going to the Super Bowl. And he's from California. He's obsessed with fucking football. But yeah, my sister. I have a sister who she celebrated the Niners going. And then my brother had this whole thing like falling out over just some trivial bullshit. And then I sent him a picture of me with my dad's scarf. And it's just like, because it just harkens back to, I remember last time the Raiders went to the Super Bowl. My dad was a Niners fan. He always wore all this stuff. But by the time the Raiders went in, my dad was wearing all Raiders gear. And then my brothers were giving him shit. Like, oh man, I thought you liked the Niners. Now you're a bandwagon follower. You're on the bandwagon right now. My dad was just like, he talked shit about the Raiders, but I think that was just to keep shit spicy, like to make it fun. And now that Niners are going, my brother is still hella anti-49er. I'm anti-football, for the record. It's just it's a too short line. $80 million for a football team, and her baby died just like a dope fiend. Talking about the Raiders getting all this money for their fucking Coliseum, and for them to just leave. This was before they left. But so it's just like, I'm against all that spending on these sports, these bread and circuses. But the fact that they made it, it's just reason for me to dust this shit out. This is the only thing my dad really wore. And I'm using it, I'm like noticing the pockets and it's got a hoodie on it. So like this jean jacket doesn't have a hood, so it's good for the rain, But, it brings a conversation I really don't want to have about sports, because I don't watch this shit. But, and that's the whole thing, because it's just, like hearing my family fall out over this shit. Like they stopped talking to each other over a game. that should be irrelevant. They have bad blood and all that shit. That's why I just check out usually. You know, I only kept this shit on because it's more just my dad's memory. I was about to put on the African scarf, but this was just, you know, Bay Area represent. I'll be out there shortly, you know, so I'll keep you posted. So basically, you are reducing what it means to be a woman to wearing a costume. Cool, got it. I am menstruating person, hear me roar, LOL. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it. Well, you see, being a woman is you're messing what I'm saying up. Being a woman is about your feelings. If I feel like a woman, I am. That being said, yes, I'm disappointed with the representation in the trans community, right? Because I'm trans financial. Y'all know it's been over a decade ago I got my credit implants. And I still haven't found the bank to recognize my quadruple digit credit score. They keep telling me, oh, you're the first person I've seen with a single digit credit score. I was like, but my credit identifies as a quadruple digit credit score. But they don't, I do feel just hurt. Cause like they always say like we love the trans community. They got the rainbow flag. One of the colors is green. The green represents me. Cause my green doesn't match with the green that I feel is in me. Even though I have surgical, I replaced my genitalia with a higher FICO score. And they still don't recognize that in the bank. So I understand there's a lot of contention around, you know, how the trans community is represented. I get it, I do. But, you know, for you to just like pretend that all women have vaginas, we're not continuing that kind of patriarchy. Real women have penises. Real women. All of the realest women I know have penises. If you don't, just go outside. Go outside. Look at the women of the year. The women of the year. Look at like the people who are leading the front and when it comes to women's sports in America. All of them have penises. You look at the women's MMA champion. She has a penis. You look at the women's swimming champions, all penises. Okay, so why is this even a debate? Why are you pretending that all women have to menstruate? Some of them ejaculate sperm because they have penises. And it just shocks me that I have to explain this to so many people. I'm genuinely surprised. Anti-football, totally get it, but I'm dead. But social, economically, I agree with you 100%. All right. I mean, that's the important thing, socioeconomics. You know, we gotta get that right so we can like thrive as people. I promise you, I got the beast on top tonight. My son is at the house, and as soon as I get there, I'm sending them over to you. Well, I look forward to it. I've been like, I got some production software. I've been using my computer for different shit because it's, you know, there's a lot of different. I wear a lot of hats metaphorically and literally because I've been in my bag with a lot of stuff, and today I was a designer, and that shit is fun as a motherfucker. We got a budget, we get all kinds of shit. I get to play with it right now, and I'm definitely feeling that. But yeah, you know, it's a lot of stuff going on, and I feel like a beat would, a solid beat would be a good opportunity to express um, the history taking place. Get him, Nate. Oh, that's what I'm here to do. Me too. Monetary movement. Well, I got the change I'm looking for. I'll show you the change, brother. Oh my goodness! No, I got the change on me. Oh shit! Different? Is it a different coat? Oh, it's not on me. All right. But anyways, it's an anticlimactic. That's what they would call that in the movies. I'll show it to you next time. I got like a bunch of ancient tokens. I had to get them Indiana Jones style. But anyways, genitalia. Woman of the year. Absolutely. I'm telling you, the realest women don't. If you're a real ass woman, you don't take 5 days out of the month to bleed. What kind of shit is that? But you getting rid of your mucosal lining? That's some punk shit. That's some man shit. Men go through the hard stuff. We choose to bleed. Real women, they're tender and gentle. They don't want to bleed 5 days out of the month. They just hold their dick when they piss a little bit. They don't dribble on the balls. That's a real woman. Be a real one. Venus do. Venus do has a penis too. Is he trolling? He's got to be trolling. Well, I got a video. It's coming. It's of a troll I did with the potential next mayor of London, a dude by the name of George Galloway. Apparently he didn't get when I was fucking around, but a lot of people did. I got caller of the show of the week. But yeah, he I think it was just a little over his head when I was like fucking around a little bit. So that was just entertaining. I definitely got his gander up. Good times. Of course he's clowning. And I need your input on a remake of Revolution because I want to get on that song with you, but I want a beef composition up. Beef, you know I don't fuck with the beef, bro. I'm pescatarian. I mean, that means I don't eat meat, but I'm still a fisher, so I do fish. So I don't eat anything you could pet. I just had to check. I ain't watched him in like 10 years. I don't know what he was about anymore. Oh. Oh man, I'm about giving hormone blockers to infants. I'm sick and tired. It's only, you know how old you gotta be to get a hormone blocker? They say you gotta be at least 7 years old in a lot of states. I feel like real ones, like there's a lot of infants who know their gender before they're even able to talk. And if you see like a baby like sucking on his thumb, it's a boy, get him some hormone blockers. Start him off young. That's him like letting you know like Gaga Google. That means I feel like I'm Lady Gaga. Give me a Google. This is like stuff I believe. So hormone blockers as young as possible. And if they feel like, I know there's a large amount of regret when it comes to the hormone blockers. Like a lot of people are making documentaries. I wish I didn't get a sex change when I was a child, all that stuff. But if they regret it, they just change their pronouns to it and that. It's settled. the key is to err on the cautious side and give them the hormone blockers and chop off their genitalia. Or fill their genitalia in with other people's chopped off genitalia. So, these are the things I believe. If you haven't been keeping up, that's on you. Give your infant some hormone blockers. Just let them be who they want to be. I'm going to send you like 10 tracks. Absolutely. I look forward to it. Meaning, I just want to fill in the track with a little more West Coast bang on it. Alright, well, the West Coast is banging. I'm out here, I'm seeing my cousin Mac Dre, they still posting this picture. I mean, we only cousins by law, but I still feel like it's just the Bay Love. That's my hometown regardless. So I see it and it's just my heart feels. But yeah. There's a reason all the women with penises dominate women's sports. Biology is a thing. Biology. What are you talking about, bro? See, here's the thing. I hate to flex like this, but I got a doctorate in gender studies. Okay? And while a lot of you rubes, you think there's only two genders. This is the thing that I start laughing at. Like people are like, it's two genders. You're born with a vagina, you're a woman. You're born with a penis, you're a man. Did you take 4 years in gender studies? Did you go to Harvard on gender studies, a scholarship? No, you didn't. I did. There are more genders than you can count. That's the ignoramus in you. I can't count. Just because you have a penis, your pronouns can be they, zero, zur. You got vagina. Your pronouns are he, him. It's just you need to take into account how many people are extremely bored and they're looking for ways to define themselves through sex. That's why all we're talking about is sex. First 10, 20 minutes in a lot of classes is just dedicated. It's just like I'm he, him. I'm she, her. I get to watch people's pronouns evolve throughout the quarter. These are the important things. We hear people out while they figure their shit out. Just hear them out while they're just figuring their stuff. When I grew up, we didn't have any of that stuff. Because, now I'm getting old. I'm like sexually identifying as a dinosaur, but it's like not a lot of places for me to express, my sometimes it's a pterodactyl, sometimes it's a T-Rex. It depends if I'm a predator or omnivore, it's a lot of variables. But it's just like, I never had the time to really develop my dinosaur ways because we didn't have this beautiful time where we just like go over our pronouns. I think we need to. That's why every time I meet someone, it's just like, yeah, before they even ask their name, before I ask their name, I'm like, what the pronouns do? What are the pronouns? Not what are your verbs. They could be a war criminal. They could be a Nazi. They could be evil. Pronouns. How can you make yourself a victim? You could be just a colonizing piece of shit. But if your pronouns are different than the ones you were born with, I have to respect game. If you say you're a transgender Jewish person, you're twice afflicted. I don't know how you can get through the day, rich white person. But you're the pronouns, and I love white victimhood. Shout out to Colonizer History Month. My brother Nate is a political bump in the night that no one wants to go check out. Oh man, I would say no one wants to go check out. I'm definitely algorithmically suppressed because I know where the skeletons are hiding for some of the biggest corporations, That's why I had to get the fuck out of LA. Became a target for exposing too much in the beginning. Only person I know to turn down more money than me is Dave Chappelle. That's a fact. But yeah, it's just at this point it is what it is. I feel like my side is winning. I feel like the other side has a lot of money. There's a lot of censorship. It's a lot of bullshit to confuse you. But you know, the truth will come to light at some point. I'm looking for a beat. You know, I'm continuing to expand Revolution the musical. It's an ongoing journey. Yeah, you're right. Flex, still a clown, huh? As young as possible. Get them young and possibilities are endless. Yes, but especially they gotta be colored. That's why I want to see more black transgender shows. We need a remake. To Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar, but do it as a series. New season of what is it? We could do RuPaul's Drag Race and what's the other one with the? It's like all transgender. What the fuck? I'm blanking on the show. I'm shameful. I'm shamed. I'm blanking on the show. Pose. That's it. Pose. I haven't been keeping up with the last few seasons or any of them, but I just know we need more transgender shows to encourage young black youths, because we need them to be the first ones to step up and say, hey, I want gender reassignment surgery and hormone blockers. I don't want to like dedicate our medical intellectual prowess to curing cancer. That's bullshit. We need to give black kids and colored kids gender reassignment surgery. This is what we need to focus on as a society. Hear me out. Hear me out. Your kid, they have to have the surgery before they hit puberty. Because by the time they hit puberty, they're just confused. You know? They know what they want beforehand. And even if they say they don't want the gender reassignment surgery, just give it to them. Give it to them anyway. They deserve it. They deserve it. I'm at work and you got my stomach hurting, bro. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to make you sick. And I'm going to have Spice One jump on the track with us. That'll be legitimate. You still make YouTube vids or not? I am streaming on the one remaining tech channel I have, but I don't post any edited content on YouTube. No. YouTube, they took everything down, and even before they took that shit, they demonetized it. They would give me bullshit strikes, so it's just YouTube is NatesVlogs.net is where I'm at. NatesVlogs.net. They demonetized my brother and took all of those wonderful videos that he had worked on so hard over all those years. As a fan, I was absolutely heartbroken. Absolutely. That's why you should be deleting anything that got anything to do with Google. It's the government, that's why it's Gmail, because it's run by G-men. Same motherfuckers who killed Martin Malcolm, Fred Hampton. It had hooks in Stokely Carmichael, better known as Kwame Ture, the son. I lost one of my favorite channels, but I gained a brother in the struggle. Oh, I've been in this struggle for a minute. I've been in the struggle. You merely adopted it. I was born in the night. All right. Damn, I watched him back in high school. All this employee evaluations killed me. Well, those are NatesVlogs.net exclusives at this point. And of course, I upload through Rumble for the newer ones. If you want the bigger back catalogs, let me give you some game. It's Odyssey, ODYSEE.com /@NatesVlogs. It's got the bigger back catalog of NatesVlogs videos. But if you go to Rumble, I take all the sponsorship stuff out, so you don't have to worry about those ads. Just something to keep mind of. That's important. The revolution will not be advertised. My pronoun is drip god. Sounds like you need to get that checked out. If you're continuing to drip after using the restroom, that's usually a sign that it might be, I don't want to say it's an STD. Could be a weak bladder. Could be a weak bladder. It happens. I mean, depending on which orifice you're dripping out of, it could be irritable bowel syndrome, and I don't make fun of that. That's not good. I love you, and you're worth more than, you might have Crohn's disease. So go get checked out, drip god. You're dripping out the front or the back. Tell your doctor immediately. If you see your doctor and the drip continues 4 to 5 hours afterwards, make sure you call another doctor. Thank you for that information. I gotta go back and watch the video you did about the woman who shot up the McDonald's with the Cisco song. Oh, that was. Is that up there on NatesVlogs.net? That's something I would have to investigate. I don't know if see, I came into a bit of an issue with uploading employee evaluations on Rumble. Because it was like some stuff I was just legitimately just having issues. I'm like, I posted this 10 years ago, and I pray to God that this person has grown where this would be embarrassing to them, where they just realize how much they fucked up. So I've been like bleeping people out because I don't want them to be, it's like it was a chick talking like proudly talking about being a hooker, and she was giving her hooker stories, how she fucked a dog, and I was like, she was a little kid, and I'm like, man, she might have a kid by now, and hopefully she outgrew this shit. So I was like, do I post it? Like I could be destroying the illusion that her husband has of her. I don't know. So it's just like I was just like, I've been reluctant to upload a lot of those kinds of videos. So I haven't been. I've reached a standstill. It's easier for me to do employee evaluations because that's like characters that it's not like life ruining. I could be triggering stuff. So I've been like sitting on a lot of employee evaluations, but I've been figuring out ways to introduce them. Like, actually, I chopped that video up, the one I'm talking about. I covered her face up, and I was thinking about re-releasing it. Maybe I should actually do that. 'Cause I had it on my hard drive for a minute, and then I also got the notification my hard drive is approaching full. So I don't know. Just stay tuned. NatesVlogs.net for that one. Absolutely hilarious. I'm here at the dispensary waiting for this register to close. I'm going straight to the house to send you these tracks. Well, yeah, I look forward to that. And I'm about to go straight to the restroom because I do have some deposits to make. And I think I'm closing in on the hour, right? Yeah, and Instagram gonna cut off in a minute. So might as well start wrapping things up. Gotta go later. Peace, Nate. Everybody else too. Well, I was about to say peace to y'all. Love, peace, and chicken grease, or fish grease. I'm pescatarian. So don't forget to be good to each other, and remember your colonizer history. It's no such thing as a white supremacist. It's people dealing with white inferiority complex. Really, it's just inferiority complexes and corporate supremacy. Because a lot of those, the people on the gravy train are different ethnicities, and they control different things, but like they're just as weak as anybody. If you need more than $1 billion, you're garbage. You need to like reevaluate your life Find meaning greater than finance. All the French fries and all the fruit pies, all the McFlurries don't amount to you. Yes, that is a quote. All right, shit, it just automatically ended Insta. So I'm just gonna check out with all of y'all. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Toodles.